Close your eyes. On the morning of August 2nd, 2016, the people who worked at Bitfinex, a cryptocurrency exchange based in Hong Kong, arrived at their offices and found that something had gone wrong in the night. Not something small, not a technical glitch or a processing error or any of the ordinary problems that come with running a financial platform. Something catastrophic. During the previous 12 hours, while the staff slept and the servers hummed and the automated systems processed their routines, someone had been inside the exchange's security infrastructure, moving methodically, patiently, transaction by transaction. By the time anyone understood what had happened, 119,756 Bitcoin were gone. At the prices of August 2016, that was approximately $72 million, a staggering sum by any measure. A sum large enough to qualify as one of the largest cryptocurrency thefts in history. At the prices Bitcoin would eventually reach, the prices it would hold years later when the full story of this theft finally came to light, 119,000 Bitcoin would be worth something closer to $4 billion. For 5.5 years after the hack, the Bitcoin sat in digital wallets, largely untouched. Not spent, not converted, not laundered in any obvious way. Just sitting there, accumulating value, while investigators at the FBI and the IRS and blockchain analytics firms around the world tried to figure out who had taken it and where and how. The answer, when it finally came, was not what anyone expected. The people who stole the Bitcoin were not a shadowy hacking collective operating out of a foreign government's server farm. They were not a sophisticated criminal syndicate with offshore accounts and diplomatic cover. They were a married couple living in a Manhattan apartment. A tech entrepreneur named Ilya Lichtenstein and his wife, Heather Morgan, who was also, in her spare time, a rapper who performed under the name Razzlecon, releasing music videos on YouTube in which she wore sequined outfits and described herself as a crocodile of Wall Street. There is something almost surreal about that detail, about the fact that one of the most wanted figures in cybercrime was simultaneously posting music videos online, in her own face, using her own name, while several $1 billion in stolen Bitcoin sat in wallets she controlled. Tonight, we are going to follow this story from its beginning. From the August night in 2016, when the hack happened, through the years of investigation, through the apartments and the wallets and the online personas and the eventual arrest. And we are going to try to understand how something this large could have stayed hidden for so long, and what it reveals about the strange world that cryptocurrency has built. Get comfortable. Let your thoughts settle. This is the story of the Bitfinex hack. Prepare to journey back to the beginning, where ambition met opportunity in a world still learning the rules of a new game. Welcome to Chapter 1. It was the summer of 2016, a time when the world of cryptocurrency stood at a crossroads. The digital frontier was rapidly expanding, yet fraught with uncertainty. Cryptocurrencies were both a marvel of modern technology and a source of trepidation for financial institutions worldwide. Bitcoin, the pioneering digital currency, was on a trajectory that would redefine economies. In the midst of this digital upheaval, Bitfinex, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges, found itself at the epicenter. Located in the bustling financial hub of Hong Kong, Bitfinex had built its reputation on offering a platform for users to trade Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. However, with great promise came great peril, and on August 2nd, 2016, that peril transformed from a lurking shadow into a full-blown crisis. That day, hackers penetrated Bitfinex's multi-signature security system, a sophisticated safeguard that required multiple keys to authorize transactions. Yet even this advanced measure proved no match for the hackers. They executed a breach that would become one of the largest in cryptocurrency history, siphoning off 109,756 Bitcoins. The value at that precise moment was approximately $72 million. The news broke like a tidal wave, sending shockwaves through the cryptocurrency community. Trust, the very backbone of digital currency trading, was shattered. Security flaws were laid bare, exposing the vulnerabilities of the burgeoning digital ecosystem. Bitfinex's users watched helplessly as their investments vanished into the vast, untraceable expanses of cyberspace. This wasn't just a financial blow, it was deeply personal. Each stolen Bitcoin represented not just money, but dreams and aspirations. The scale of the heist forced a critical examination of not only Bitfinex's security protocols, but also the entire cryptocurrency infrastructure. How could such a breach occur in a system designed to be foolproof? The heist prompted fervent debates over the safety of digital assets and whether the promise of cryptocurrency could ever truly be realized if its foundations remained so vulnerable. The aftermath was swift and severe. Bitfinex announced a 36% loss to all its users' accounts to cover the theft. It was a drastic measure, indicative of the desperation and chaos that the hack had unleashed. For many, the losses were catastrophic, wiping out life savings in the blink of an eye. Public outrage was palpable. Online forums and social media channels were flooded with the voices of distraught investors demanding accountability and justice. Bitfinex's reputation, painstakingly built over years, hung by a thread. As the dust began to settle, a broader conversation about the nature of trust in the digital age emerged. Could a system predicated on decentralization and anonymity offer the security necessary to protect its users? The debate raged on, both in academic circles and among everyday traders. Meanwhile, investigators embarked on the daunting task of tracking the stolen bitcoins. The blockchain, a public ledger where transactions are recorded, became their map. Yet, the anonymity encrypted within each transaction created a labyrinthine puzzle. It was a new kind of detective work, one that required both technological savvy and a dogged determination. The theft had a ripple effect across exchanges globally. Many began reevaluating their security measures, implementing stricter protocols, and increasing transparency to regain trust. Other exchanges watched closely, taking notes, hoping to avoid a similar fate. Among these exchanges, a sense of solidarity emerged. Competitors turned collaborators, sharing intelligence and strategies to fortify the digital currency arena. The heist had shown that in the world of cryptocurrency, the security of one was, in many ways, the security of all. Simultaneously, the hack had lit a spark of interest among regulators worldwide. Governments and financial watchdogs began probing deeper into the cryptocurrency landscape, eyeing regulations that could prevent such breaches in the future. Back in Hong Kong, Bitfinex was left grappling with the fallout. Their response would become a case study in crisis management within the digital economy. They issued a token, BFX, to affected users, promising eventual redemption for their lost bitcoins, a promise hinging on the hope of recovery and the resilience of their community. But the story was far from over. As the investigators followed the digital trail, new questions began to surface. Who were the masterminds behind this audacious heist? How did they manage to outsmart the security systems? And where did the path of stolen bitcoins lead? The answers lay hidden, waiting to unravel the next chapter of this compelling saga. In the silence that followed the chaos, a name began to emerge, one that would soon become synonymous with the heist. Bit by bit, clue by clue, the digital fog began to clear. The journey to uncover the truth was only just beginning. It was a journey that would reach beyond Hong Kong, into the heart of New York City, and into the lives of two individuals, Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan. In the coming chapters, we'll explore how these two individuals came under suspicion, their stories intertwining with the fate of those stolen bitcoins. For now, as we close the chapter on this initial breach, the stage is set for an exploration into the mechanics of the heist, the world of digital currencies, and the intricate dance between ambition and opportunity. Stay with us as the story unfolds, leading us deeper into the labyrinth of the digital underworld, where fortunes can be made or lost with the click of a button. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. The theft of 109,756 bitcoins from Bitfinex on August 2, 2016, marked a seismic shift in the narrative of digital currency. Valued at roughly $72 million at the time, this colossal heist not only shook the cryptocurrency market, but also unveiled the vulnerabilities underlying these nascent financial systems. Yet, the implications of this event rippled far beyond the immediate chaos, setting into motion a series of events that would captivate the world for years to come. Bitfinex, headquartered in the bustling city of Hong Kong, had been a beacon of promise for those who believed in the future of decentralized finance. However, the hack exposed critical flaws, in particular, the multi-signature wallet system that was meant to safeguard the assets. This system required multiple keys to authorize a transaction, a feature designed to enhance security. Ironically, it was this very mechanism that the hackers exploited, employing sophisticated strategies to bypass layers of protection. As the stolen bitcoins disappeared into the digital ether, the cryptocurrency community found itself grappling with a profound sense of vulnerability. Investors and enthusiasts alike faced an unsettling reality. The very decentralization that was supposed to guarantee security now seemed to be its Achilles heel. Speculation ran rampant, and questions about the future viability of cryptocurrency became urgent discussions among technologists and investors. In the aftermath of the hack, investigators embarked on a painstaking journey to trace the digital trail left by the perpetrators. The anonymity inherent in cryptocurrency transactions posed a formidable challenge, yet it was a challenge investigators were determined to confront. Armed with innovative forensic techniques, they began to painstakingly piece together fragments of evidence. The process was slow and fraught with complexity, but each small breakthrough offered glimpses of hope. Enter Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan, two names that would later become synonymous with one of the largest financial crimes in digital history. Lichtenstein, a tech entrepreneur with a penchant for innovation, and Morgan, an eccentric personality with a colorful public persona, seemed an unlikely pair to be embroiled in such a scandal. Yet, as investigators delved deeper into the digital labyrinth, their paths converged with the stolen bitcoins. The couple's association with the heist would not become apparent to the broader world until February 8, 2022. On this date, the Department of Justice announced their arrest, revealing a trove of evidence that linked them to the stolen funds. Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco played a crucial role in the apprehension, heralding the event as a significant victory in the fight against digital crime. The announcement sent shockwaves through the cryptocurrency community, shining a spotlight on the couple's intricate web of secrecy. Lichtenstein and Morgan's lives were a tapestry of contradictions. While Morgan, under her alter ego Razzlecon, cultivated an enigmatic presence online through quirky music videos and art, Lichtenstein operated in the shadowy corridors of digital innovation. Together, they navigated a world filled with both glamour and deceit, creating a narrative that was as captivating as it was complex. The arrest marked a pivotal moment, forcing those who had known them to reconcile the public personas with their alleged criminal undertakings. Following the arrest, authorities managed to recover $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin, a testament to the relentless pursuit of justice that had characterized the investigation. This recovery not only provided a measure of relief to those affected by the hack, but also underscored the evolving capabilities of law enforcement in the digital age. It was a striking reminder that while the cryptocurrency world often appeared lawless, there were still forces working tirelessly to impose order. The couple's story captivated the public imagination, not just because of the sheer scale of the theft, but also due to the personas they embodied. Their narrative was one that intersected with the broader story of digital currency, a story of promise, peril, and the unyielding human ambition that drives both innovation and its darker counterparts. It was a narrative that beckoned the world to consider the ethical dimensions of technological advancement. As the investigation unfolded, further details about the couple's activities came to light, painting a picture of a life lived at the edge of legality. The techniques they allegedly employed to launder the stolen Bitcoin revealed a deep understanding of the digital financial landscape, an understanding that allowed them to evade detection for years. Yet in the end, it was this same sense of invincibility that led to their undoing. The Bitfinex hack and the subsequent unraveling of Liechtenstein and Morgan's scheme served as a cautionary tale for the cryptocurrency community. It highlighted the need for stronger security protocols and more rigorous oversight, even in a realm where decentralization is a core tenet. More importantly, it prompted deeper reflections on the balance between innovation and security, a balance that remains delicate and ever-shifting. As we turn our gaze toward the next chapter, we are compelled to ask, what comes next? How will the lessons learned from this episode influence the future of digital finance and the ethical frameworks that govern it? The stage is set for a deeper exploration of the human stories and technological challenges that define our modern age. With new questions emerging, the journey continues, pushing us further into the intricate world of cryptocurrency and the mysteries that lie within. With new questions emerging, the journey continues, pushing us further into the intricate world of cryptocurrency and the mysteries that lie within. As investigators delved into the Bitfinex hack, the complexity of the digital frontier became ever more apparent. It was August 2nd, 2016, in Hong Kong, when news of the theft rippled through the cryptocurrency community. Over 109,756 bitcoins had vanished, a staggering amount equating to approximately $72 million at the time. Bitfinex at its core relied on a multi-signature wallet system, considered a robust security measure. Yet, even the most sophisticated defenses can fall prey to determined adversaries. The hack was not merely a digital crime, it was a profound violation that sent shockwaves through the burgeoning world of virtual currency. As investigators began their arduous task, they faced a daunting challenge: tracing a currency defined by its anonymity and decentralization. The world of cryptocurrency is replete with both promise and peril. The promise lies in its decentralization, offering an alternative to traditional banking systems. Yet with decentralization comes the peril of minimal regulation and oversight. The Bitfinex heist was a stark reminder of this dichotomy. In those early days following the hack, forensic specialists focused on the blockchain, the immutable public ledger of Bitcoin transactions. The blockchain is a record that, while transparent, is also bewilderingly complex. It holds the entire history of Bitcoin exchanges, a trove of data waiting to be deciphered. As they probed deeper, specialists found themselves navigating a labyrinthine web of transactions. One transaction led to another, each a piece of a sprawling puzzle. The stolen bitcoins had been scattered across thousands of addresses, an intricate effort to obscure their origin and destination. In their quest, investigators employed forensic techniques developed specifically for the digital age. Chainalysis, a company specializing in blockchain analysis, became a crucial ally. Their software could parse the blockchain, tracing the flow of funds and offering insights that were otherwise hidden in plain sight. Yet the process was arduous, akin to tracing grains of sand across a vast desert. The trail initially ran cold. Years passed with little to show for the relentless efforts of those committed to retrieving the lost fortune. Yet in the shadows, the investigators persisted. They knew that patience was their ally, that those responsible for the heist would eventually make a mistake. In February 2022, a breakthrough occurred. On the 8th, the Department of Justice made an announcement that reverberated across both digital and physical realms. They had recovered $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. It was a triumph, a testament to the unyielding determination of the investigators. At the center of this recovery were two unexpected figures, Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan. The couple's involvement in the heist unraveled a tale stranger than fiction. Lichtenstein, an entrepreneur with roots in the tech industry, had a mind attuned to the complexities of digital currencies. Morgan, on the other hand, was known as Razalkhan, a persona as enigmatic as the crime itself. The couple's lives seemed a world apart from the underpinnings of a heist. They were both ostensibly well integrated into the fabric of their community, with social media presences and professional endeavors that painted a picture of normalcy. But beneath the surface, their connection to the Bitfinex hack was a thread that investigators would eventually pull. Heather Morgan, as Razalkhan, crafted an online persona that blended art, music, and entrepreneurship. Her public presence was eccentric, yet it masked a calculated involvement in one of the largest cryptocurrency heists in history. It was a juxtaposition that added a layer of intrigue to the unfolding narrative. As the pieces fell into place, the investigators pieced together a mosaic of digital trails, hidden caches, and encrypted communications. The couple operated in a world where anonymity could be both a shield and a weapon. Yet their attempts to launder the stolen bitcoins ultimately left a trail. In the end, it was this digital trail that led investigators to their doorstep. Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan had woven a complex web, but not one without gaps. Their eventual arrest marked a pivotal moment in a saga that had captivated a global audience. Their story is a testament to the evolving landscape of crime and justice in the digital age. It underscores the persistent tension between innovation and regulation, between freedom and security. For those in pursuit of justice, it is a call to adapt and evolve, to harness the power of technology for the greater good. The Bitfinex heist, with its twists and turns, offers a profound lesson in the resilience of those who seek to uphold the law. It serves as a reminder that in the shadowy world of cryptocurrency, patience and persistence are indispensable virtues. As this chapter concludes, we are left with a deeper understanding of the forces at play in the digital underworld. Yet, questions remain. How did Lichtenstein and Morgan, two figures seemingly ordinary in many respects, become entwined in such a monumental crime? What drove them to such lengths, and what does their story reveal about the nature of ambition and the allure of digital wealth? These are the questions that will guide us into the next chapter, as we continue to explore the lives of Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan, unraveling their backgrounds and the events that led to their arrest. In the pursuit of truth, the journey is far from over. In the pursuit of truth, the journey is far from over. The tale of the Bitfinex hack, a digital heist of unprecedented scale, seems to unfold like a complex thriller, with each chapter revealing new layers of intrigue. As investigators delved deeper into the murky shadows of cyberspace, a pair of names began to surface, linking an enigmatic duo to the stolen treasure: Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan. This chapter, Chapter 4, The Turning Point, sheds light on the lives and deeds of these individuals, bringing us closer to understanding how they became the prime suspects in a case that had baffled authorities for years. Ilya Lichtenstein, born in Russia in 1986, immigrated to the United States with his family at the age of 6. Settling in Chicago, young Ilya quickly demonstrated an aptitude for technology and innovation. His academic journey led him to the University of Wisconsin, where he majored in psychology but maintained a keen interest in computer science. It was this combination of skills that would later prove both beneficial and ultimately incriminating. Friends and acquaintances often described Ilya as a thoughtful, albeit reserved, individual with an intense focus on his work. Heather Morgan, on the other hand, painted a picture of flamboyance and ambition. Born in Tehama County, California in 1990, Heather's early life was marked by a relentless pursuit of success. Her interests were eclectic. She dabbled in writing, fashion, and music, frequently reinventing herself as circumstances demanded. Heather graduated from the University of California, Davis, with a degree in economics, and her career path soon led her into the bustling, chaotic world of New York City. It was here, amidst the skyscrapers and ceaseless traffic, that Heather and Ilya's trajectories converged. Their relationship blossomed against the backdrop of a rapidly evolving technological landscape, one where cryptocurrencies were starting to pique global interest. By the time the Bitfinex hack occurred in 2016, both Ilya and Heather had already immersed themselves in the growing world of digital currencies. Ilya, with his technical acumen, was drawn to the possibilities inherent in blockchain technology, while Heather saw an opportunity to combine her creative talents with the burgeoning market. Together, they began a series of ventures aimed at capitalizing on the crypto wave. It was their time in New York that ultimately connected them to Bitfinex, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges based in Hong Kong. Bitfinex had grown rapidly since its inception in 2012, offering a platform for traders to buy and sell Bitcoin and other digital currencies. With growth, however, came vulnerability, and by 2016, the exchange's security systems, despite employing a multi-signature wallet protocol, were put to the ultimate test. On the fateful day of August 2, 2016, Bitfinex discovered a massive breach, resulting in the loss of 190,756 Bitcoins, valued at approximately $72 million at the time. The crypto community was sent into disarray. As news of the theft spread, the authorities, alongside Bitfinex, began a painstaking investigation. The nature of Bitcoin, which provides pseudonymity, posed a significant challenge. Yet the blockchain's inherent transparency offered a glimmer of hope. Every transaction was recorded, albeit without revealing the identity of the wallet holders. This breadcrumb trail became the basis of forensic investigations aimed at tracing the stolen cryptocurrency. Over the years, investigators employed advanced analytics and blockchain tracing software, slowly honing in on patterns that could reveal the culprits behind the massive theft. The trail led them to a series of digital wallets linked to both Ilya and Heather. As more evidence accumulated, the couple's financial activities became increasingly suspect. Ilya, who had once seemed an industrious entrepreneur, now appeared to have connections to wallets that held staggering amounts of Bitcoin. Heather's sudden financial gains and luxurious lifestyle changes also did not go unnoticed by those piecing together the puzzle. The couple's seemingly legitimate business dealings began to look like a facade for laundering the massive heist's proceeds. In the midst of this, Heather Morgan cultivated an unusual online persona. Known as RazzleCon, she portrayed herself as a rapper and artist, sharing bold, eccentric content with a small yet growing audience. Her performances, while often dismissed as amateurish, carried an intriguing duality. A seemingly outlandish character, masking the shadowy business of cryptocurrency laundering beneath the surface. To some, RazzleCon's persona was a clever act of deflection, a means of creating noise to drown out the whispers of her illicit endeavors. As the Department of Justice gathered more evidence, the couple's world began to unravel. On February 8, 2022, nearly 6 years after the initial heist, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco announced that Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan had been arrested. Charged with conspiracy to commit money laundering, their arrest marked a seminal moment in the investigation. The DOJ's announcement also revealed the recovery of $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin, attributing the success to the relentless efforts of law enforcement and modern technological tools. The arrest shocked many and came as a surprise even to those familiar with the heist's intricacies. Suddenly, two seemingly ordinary individuals found themselves at the center of one of the largest financial crimes in the digital age, a testament to the ever-blurring lines between legitimate innovation and criminal exploitation in the tech world. The revelation prompted deeper questions about trust, security, and the vulnerability of digital financial systems. We stand on the precipice of a deeper exploration into who Heather Morgan truly is beneath the Razzlehan persona. As the case against them unfolds, it not only brings forth the complexities of human ambition, but also highlights the intricate dance between identity and legality in the digital era. The world watches, waiting to see how the legal proceedings will unspool, what will be revealed, and what lessons might be gleaned from their journey. The stakes are high, and the lessons yet to be learned may reshape perceptions of digital security and human resilience. And now, as we turn the page, we are drawn into the next chapter, where Heather Morgan's dual existence will be examined more closely. Her adventures as Razzlecon, both online and offline, will provide insights into the paradoxical life she led. The story of Heather Morgan and Ilya Lichtenstein continues to unravel, layer by layer, revealing more than they ever intended to show. The story of Heather Morgan and Ilya Lichtenstein continues to unravel, layer by layer, revealing more than they ever intended to show. It was early February 2022 when the Department of Justice made a startling announcement. On February 8th, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco stood before the world to deliver news that sent ripples through the cryptocurrency community. The arrest of Lichtenstein and Morgan marked a pivotal moment in the ongoing saga of the Bitfinex hack. The Department of Justice had not only apprehended the duo, but also recovered approximately $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. This was one of the largest financial seizures in the history of the DOJ. For many, these developments seemed almost theatrical in their unfolding, as if the final act of a long-running play was being performed. Yet, for the couple at the center, this was the beginning of an entirely new chapter. Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan had been living under a veil of normalcy up until their arrest. They resided in Manhattan's Lower East Side, an area brimming with eclectic energy and diversity. Their lives were a curious blend of entrepreneurship and artistry, seemingly worlds away from the shadows of illicit cryptocurrency operations. But beneath this facade, investigators had unearthed a complex web of deceit and ambition. As authorities delved deeper, they uncovered a trove of evidence linking the couple to the 2016 Bitfinex heist. From meticulously logged digital footprints to encrypted files containing private keys, the trail was painstakingly followed. The couple had utilized a range of sophisticated techniques to obscure their tracks, employing false identities and various online platforms to launder the stolen Bitcoin. Their success depended on a delicate balance of cunning and nerve. The world of cryptocurrency is inherently complex, veiled in layers of anonymity and innovation. When Bitfinex in Hong Kong was hacked on August 2, 2016, the theft of 119,756 Bitcoins, valued at about $72 million at the time, sent shockwaves throughout this burgeoning domain. The hack exposed vulnerabilities in the multi-signature wallet security system that Bitfinex had relied upon. This breach was a stark reminder of the risks lurking in the digital underbelly. For years, the investigation to trace the stolen Bitcoins was akin to following a ghost through digital corridors. Investigators employed cutting-edge forensic techniques to map out the flow of funds. It was a relentless pursuit, marked by breakthroughs and setbacks, as each lead unfurled another layer of complexity. This global effort spanned borders and jurisdictions, ultimately converging on Liechtenstein and Morgan. Their capture was a testament to the persistence of law enforcement agencies and their adaptability to the digital age. The evidence amassed against the couple painted a picture of audacity and meticulous planning. Encrypted spreadsheets documented their illicit activities, while email accounts and digital wallets served as evidence of their intricate laundering schemes. The narrative pieced together by investigators was as intricate as it was damning. Heather Morgan, who also performed under the alias Razzle-Khan, presented a carefully crafted public persona. As Razzle-Khan, she was a self-proclaimed crocodile of Wall Street, an eccentric figure immersed in the worlds of music and art. Her online presence was bold, brash, and often perplexing, attracting a following intrigued by her unconventional approach. Yet, beneath the flamboyance lay a stark contrast to the allegations of criminality. Morgan and Liechtenstein's arrest was not just the culmination of years of investigative work. It was also a moment that highlighted the fragile nature of digital trust and security. The arrest prompted widespread reflection within the cryptocurrency community, urging stakeholders to reevaluate security measures and protocols. It became clear that as digital currencies evolve, so too must the frameworks that govern their safety. While the arrest of the couple provided a semblance of closure, the reverberations of their actions extended beyond the immediate consequences. The specter of their alleged heist loomed over the cryptocurrency world, a reminder of the potential for both innovation and exploitation. As legal proceedings commenced, attention turned to the broader implications for cybersecurity and regulation. How could such a breach be prevented in the future? In the days following their arrest, news outlets and social media platforms buzzed with reactions. The couple's story, with its blend of audacity and intrigue, captivated audiences worldwide. Many were drawn to the contrasting images of a digital Robin Hood narrative and the harsh reality of criminal allegations. For some, the story underscored the unpredictable nature of human ambition and the dual-edged sword of technological progress. The legal journey ahead for Heather Morgan and Ilya Liechtenstein promised to be as complex as the web they had woven. The unfolding courtroom drama would attempt to unravel the motivations and methods behind their alleged crimes. It was a story that traversed continents, blending elements of finance, technology, and human ambition. The outcome would not only shape their lives, but also set precedents for how digital crimes are addressed in the future. As the world watched, the implications of their actions continued to ripple outward, prompting a reevaluation of digital trust and security. The arrest served as a catalyst for dialogue, urging regulators, technologists, and users alike to confront the evolving challenges posed by cryptocurrencies. In the grand tapestry of the digital age, their story was a stark reminder of the delicate line between innovation and exploitation. In the next chapter, we'll delve deeper into Heather Morgan's enigmatic alter ego, Razzle-Khan. Her public persona and her alleged private ventures create a unique juxtaposition that is both fascinating and unsettling. We'll explore how this identity unfolded and the impact it had on her life and those around her. Join us as we navigate the tangled web of art, ambition, and alleged crime in the life of Razzle-Khan. Join us as we navigate the tangled web of art, ambition, and alleged crime in the life of Razzle-Khan. In the heart of New York City, among the neon lights and ceaseless buzz, Heather Morgan crafted a persona as bold and unorthodox as the city itself. Razzle-Khan, she called herself, a name that evoked both mystery and audacity. Friends and fans came to know her as an artist, a rapper, and a businesswoman who defied conventions. Yet beneath the layers of her public facade lay the complexities of an unfolding criminal investigation. To understand Heather's life as Razzle-Khan is to delve into the vibrant yet shadowy world of underground art and digital currencies. In the early 2010s, as Bitcoin emerged from obscurity, it offered new opportunities for those seeking financial freedom or, conversely, exploitation. Heather embraced this world, her creative expressions intertwined with the same digital frontier that, unbeknownst to many, connected her to the infamous Bitfinex hack of August 2016. By the time authorities zeroed in on Heather and her husband, Ilya Lichtenstein, the cryptocurrencies stolen from Bitfinex had metamorphosed into a digital hydra, each transaction multiplying the challenge of legal accountability. On that fateful day in 2016, the thieves made off with 109,756 bitcoins, valued then at approximately $72 million. But by February 8th, 2022, when the Department of Justice announced their arrest, the value had skyrocketed to $3.6 billion. Heather's life as Razzlecon was filled with performances and public appearances that celebrated her rebellious spirit and unique style. She released music videos that were as eclectic as her persona, filled with extravagant visuals and lyrics that spoke of power and control. New York's art scene welcomed her as an avant-garde figure, yet beneath the glamour, Heather's life was a tapestry of contradictions. Her music often celebrated financial independence and creativity, a theme that resonated with many during an era when digital currencies promised to democratize wealth. But for Heather and Ilya, this promise was tainted by the cloud of suspicion. As they mingled with both artists and tech entrepreneurs, their home became a microcosm of their dual existence, a place where art met alleged financial crimes. Their arrest was orchestrated with the precision expected of a high-stakes operation. Federal agents, guided by years of digital forensics, finally closed in on the couple, unraveling their web of deceit. Ilya, known more for his behind-the-scenes role, stood as a stark contrast to Heather's public bravado. Together, their dynamic symbolized the union of creativity and cunning, ambition and audacity. As Razzlecon, Heather's performances hinted at her fearless approach to life, yet this very fearlessness spiraled into recklessness. The flamboyant persona she cultivated masked the anxiety of living under constant scrutiny. Her arrest placed her at the intersection of two worlds, the burgeoning art community that adored her and the relentless legal system that sought justice. The legal proceedings against Heather Morgan and Ilya Lichtenstein captivated the public, not just for the gravity of their alleged crimes, but also for the stark human story behind them. Here were two people who, perhaps intoxicated by the allure of easy riches, found themselves ensnared in a labyrinth of their own making. In court, they faced charges that could alter the course of their lives forever. Their case represented a critical moment in the history of cryptocurrency, a community grappling with its vulnerabilities and potential. Yet, it wasn't just about the money. It was about trust, integrity, and the fine line between genius and folly. Many wondered how two individuals, once seen as disruptors in their fields, could fall so spectacularly. In the courtroom, the couple listened intently as prosecutors detailed a narrative of deception and greed, one that Razzlecon's art never dared to portray. Heather's online presence, once a celebration of her individuality, now served as evidence in a case that could redefine her legacy. Videos and posts that once entertained and inspired became a trail leading back to the illicit activities she was accused of. The same internet that had been a playground for her creativity was now a stage for judgment. Ilya and Heather's story forced a reckoning within the art and tech communities, challenging perceptions of success and morality. As the trial progressed, the couple's supporters and critics alike grappled with disillusionment. Those who had admired Heather for her boldness and creativity now questioned the sincerity of her art. Critics argued that their actions painted an unflattering picture of the cryptocurrency world, a sphere already under intense scrutiny. Meanwhile, the couple maintained their innocence. insisting that the true story was far more complex than the prosecution suggested. The arrest and subsequent trial marked just the beginning of a protracted legal saga. Ilya and Heather's journey through the justice system promised to reveal more about the mechanics of digital crime and the human capacity for error. As they navigated the labyrinth of legal obstacles, their story became a touchstone in discussions about digital ethics and the future of decentralized finance. In the shadow of the courtroom, Razalkin's music took on new meaning. Where once listeners heard defiance and self-expression, they now heard echoes of caution, an unintended warning against the seductive allure of unchecked ambition. The audience's perception shifted, influencing how Heather's work would be remembered in the annals of digital art and music. As we reach the conclusion of this chapter, Heather Morgan and Ilya Lichtenstein stand at the precipice of an uncertain future. Their story is far from over, as the legal process inches towards a resolution. The proceedings promise to uncover deeper truths about their lives and the broader implications for a society intrigued and challenged by the power of digital currencies. In our next chapter, we will explore the broader reflections that the Bitfinex heist invokes. We will examine the implications for digital security, privacy, and the evolving digital landscape. Join us as we continue to unravel this tale of ambition, risk, and the enduring quest for justice in a world forever changed by the digital age. Join us as we continue to unravel this tale of ambition, risk, and the enduring quest for justice in a world forever changed by the digital age. The arrest of Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan on February 8, 2022, marked a pivotal moment in a saga that had gripped investigators for nearly 6 years. But as headlines blazed and the world turned its gaze towards the couple, many were left to ponder the profound ripple effects of the Bitfinex hack. The sordid details of the heist, already etched into the annals of digital crime, served as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities inherent in the burgeoning ecosystem of cryptocurrencies. The Bitfinex hack of August 2, 2016 was a watershed event that exposed the fragile underpinnings of what many had thought was an impenetrable digital fortress. In those early days of cryptocurrency, few could have predicted the cataclysmic impact a single breach might have. With 119,756 bitcoins absconded from Bitfinex's multi-signature wallets, valued at approximately $72 million then, the incident sent shockwaves through the cryptocurrency community. The value of Bitcoin plummeted in the immediate aftermath, underscoring the volatility and the nascent nature of the digital currency market. As the investigation unfolded, it revealed the painstaking efforts required to navigate the labyrinthine digital trails left behind by the hackers. The journey to trace the stolen bitcoins was fraught with challenges and setbacks. Investigators employed state-of-the-art forensic techniques, working tirelessly to follow the complex pathways through which the digital loot had been laundered. The tangled web of transactions required collaboration among law enforcement agencies worldwide, highlighting the global nature of cybercrime in the digital age. The arrest of Lichtenstein and Morgan, both initially flying under the radar, brought with it a wave of disbelief and intrigue. Lichtenstein, a tech entrepreneur, and Morgan, an aspiring rapper known by her alias Razalkin, seemed to embody the audacious spirit of the digital frontier. Yet their alleged involvement in the heist told a different story. Their capture was not merely the result of technological prowess, but also a testament to the relentless pursuit of justice by those determined to uphold the integrity of digital currencies. On the day of the Department of Justice's announcement, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco addressed the media, detailing how the couple had allegedly conspired to launder the stolen bitcoins. The recovery of $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin was a monumental achievement, not just for the investigators, but also for the victims of the heist. This significant recovery restored a degree of assurance to the cryptocurrency market, yet it also raised pressing questions about the enduring threat posed by cybercriminals. Heather Morgan's dual identity as Razzlecon added a surreal dimension to the unfolding narrative. Her public persona, characterized by bold antics and a prolific online presence, stood in stark contrast to the accusations she faced. Morgan's music career, which she branded as a fusion of rap and satire, now appeared in a new light. Her lyrics, once dismissed as eccentric, seemed to hint at a deeper connection to her alleged criminal activities. This dichotomy between her public and private life captivated the public's imagination, sparking debates about the nature of identity in the digital realm. Beyond the immediate legal implications, the Bitfinex heist and the subsequent arrest of Liechtenstein and Morgan prompted a re-evaluation of security protocols within the cryptocurrency industry. The multi-signature wallet system that Bitfinex had relied upon, once heralded as a state-of-the-art security measure, was now scrutinized for its shortcomings. In response, exchanges and crypto companies worldwide began to implement more robust security measures, seeking to fortify themselves against future breaches. For those directly affected by the theft, the scars of the incident lingered long after the headlines faded. Many individuals and businesses who had invested in Bitcoin faced financial ruin. The psychological toll on these victims, compounded by the volatile nature of the cryptocurrency market, underscored the broader human impact of cybercrime. As the legal proceedings against Liechtenstein and Morgan commenced, these individuals clung to the hope that justice might provide some form of restitution. The case against Liechtenstein and Morgan was set against a broader backdrop of evolving digital landscapes and the ever-present tension between privacy and security. As societies grapple with the implications of digital currencies, the question of how to safeguard individual privacy while ensuring security looms large. The Bitfinex heist served as a catalyst for discussions about regulatory frameworks and the role of governments in overseeing digital transactions. As legal experts and policymakers examined the implications of the case, they were reminded of the delicate balance that must be maintained in a rapidly changing digital world. The need for innovative solutions to prevent similar incidents was clear, yet the path forward remained fraught with uncertainty. This period of reflection and reevaluation within the cryptocurrency industry was as much about learning from past mistakes as it was about forging a more secure future. The arrest and subsequent legal proceedings against Liechtenstein and Morgan were only one chapter in an ongoing saga that had reshaped perceptions of digital security. The story of the Bitfinex hack was a reminder of the human element that underpins even the most sophisticated digital ecosystems. It highlighted both the potential for innovation and the vulnerabilities that come with it. As we stand at this juncture, the lessons from the Bitfinex heist continue to resonate. The need for vigilance, transparency, and collaboration in the face of evolving digital threats remains paramount. The story of Liechtenstein and Morgan is not just a tale of crime and punishment, but a reflection of our collective journey through the digital age. In the next chapter, we will delve deeper into the reflections and lessons learned from this unprecedented event. Join us as we explore the broader implications for digital security and consider what the future holds for cryptocurrencies and those who dare to push the boundaries of what is possible. As this narrative unfolds, we are reminded that the quest for justice in the digital age is far from over. As this narrative unfolds, we are reminded that the quest for justice in the digital age is far from over. The Bitfinex hack of August 2nd, 2016 was a seismic event in the cryptocurrency world, shaking the foundations of an industry still in its infancy. On that day, 119,756 bitcoins vanished from Bitfinex, a Hong Kong-based exchange, leaving a gaping wound in the trust many had placed in digital currencies. Initially valued at approximately $72 million, the stolen bitcoins represented not just financial loss, but a profound test for law enforcement and cybersecurity experts worldwide. The trail left by the hackers was cold and elusive, hidden beneath the intricate encryption layers that defined Bitcoin transactions. Yet, the digital footprints were not entirely invisible. From the shared offices in Hong Kong, Bitfinex's team began a desperate collaboration with law enforcement agencies. Investigators from multiple jurisdictions, including the FBI and Interpol, embarked on a daunting journey to decode the virtual heist. Their goal was singular: trace the stolen digital currency back through the complex web of blockchain transactions. The blockchain, often lauded for its transparency, presented both an opportunity and a challenge. Unlike traditional currency, all Bitcoin transactions are recorded on a public ledger, accessible to anyone with an internet connection. However, the anonymity afforded by Bitcoin posed a significant obstacle. The addresses were pseudonymous, leaving the investigators with only cryptographic fingerprints. In the months following the hack, the stolen Bitcoins were moved through thousands of transactions. Mixing services, designed to obfuscate the origin and destination of cryptocurrency, were employed to further complicate the trail. Despite these efforts, the blockchain retained its impartial record, an unalterable history of every transaction. At the forefront of the investigation was the newly formed Cyber Digital Task Force, an initiative by the U.S. Department of Justice. Led by Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, the task force was charged with tackling the growing threat of cybercrime. In the case of Bitfinex, the task force's expertise in forensic accounting and data analysis was put to the ultimate test. Advancements in blockchain analysis tools became pivotal. Companies specializing in blockchain forensics, like Chainalysis and Elliptic, provided crucial support to the investigation. Their software could identify patterns and connections, linking disparate transactions to form a coherent narrative. These tools, however, were only as effective as the human minds interpreting their data. The painstaking process of tracking the digital currency was akin to solving a complex jigsaw puzzle. Every piece of information, no matter how minor, was scrutinized for potential leads. Investigators followed the money trail, hoping it would lead them to the perpetrators. Years passed with little to show for the tireless efforts of law enforcement. The case risked becoming another unsolved mystery in the annals of cybercrime. Yet, hope persisted in the form of a breakthrough. In early 2021, a significant transaction caught the attention of investigators. A cluster of bitcoins, moved in an unusual pattern, suggested a misstep by the thieves. In their attempts to cash out some of the stolen fortune, the perpetrators inadvertently revealed a connection to a real-world identity. The digital trail that had been so carefully concealed now led to a name: Ilya Lichtenstein. Authorities acted swiftly to gather more information on Lichtenstein. Born in Russia, he had moved to the United States, where he was known as a tech entrepreneur. His partner, Heather Morgan, an aspiring rapper and entrepreneur, also fell under suspicion. Together, they presented a curious juxtaposition of personalities and ambitions. Beyond their public personas, investigators uncovered a trove of encrypted files and digital wallets. The files, once decrypted, revealed further connections to the stolen Bitcoin. It was a watershed moment in the investigation, providing the evidence needed to link the couple to the infamous heist. The U.S. Department of Justice, on February 8, 2022, announced the arrest of Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan. The statement, delivered by Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, revealed the recovery of $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. It was a remarkable feat, showcasing the relentless pursuit of justice in an increasingly digital world. The arrests marked the beginning of a complex legal journey. Lichtenstein and Morgan faced charges of conspiracy to commit money laundering and defraud the United States. The courtroom battle that ensued would delve into the intricacies of cryptocurrency and the motivations that drove the couple. This investigation, spanning over 5 years, underscored the challenges of policing the digital frontier. It highlighted the need for international cooperation and the evolution of investigative techniques in the face of sophisticated cybercrime. As the world watched the proceedings unfold, the Bitfinex case became a pivotal moment in the narrative of cybersecurity. Yet the story does not end here. The impact of this case extends far beyond the courtroom, raising questions about the future of digital security and privacy. It prompts reflection on the boundaries of ambition and the ethical considerations of a world increasingly intertwined with technology. As we prepare to explore the next chapter, The Suspects, we delve into the lives of Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan. Their personal histories, the choices that led them to the center of this massive heist, and the public personas they crafted will offer deeper insights into the human aspect of this digital drama. Their personal histories, the choices that led them to the center of this massive heist, and the public personas they crafted will offer deeper insights into the human aspect of this digital drama. As we delve into the legacy of the Bitfinex hack and its aftermath, it becomes clear that beyond the staggering numbers and technical complexities, there rests a deeply human narrative. Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan were not just nameless figures shrouded in digital anonymity. Their stories, intertwined with ambition, creativity, and perhaps desperation, add profound layers to this tale. The legacy of the Bitfinex hack extends far beyond the courtroom, resonating through the corridors of cryptocurrency marketplaces and echoing within the confines of cybersecurity firms. To understand this impact, we must revisit a particular Tuesday in August 2016. On August 2nd, as the sun rose over Hong Kong, Bitfinex employees discovered the alarming breach that would quickly become a defining moment for digital currencies. That day, 109,756 bitcoins were siphoned away, valued at approximately $72 million. It was a loss that sent shockwaves through the cryptocurrency community, challenging the very foundation upon which digital security was built. For Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan, the subsequent years would be a complex dance of evasion and ingenuity. Ilya, born in Rostov-on-Don, Russia, in 1987, immigrated to the United States with his family seeking a new beginning. His journey from a curious child to a tech-savvy entrepreneur led him through a maze of opportunities and temptations. Conversely, Heather Morgan, also known as Razzle Khan, carved a unique niche for herself, blending business acumen with an eccentric artistic flair. Born in 1990, Heather grew up in Tehama County, California. Her upbringing was steeped in creativity, with her early years marked by artistic pursuits and a deep curiosity about the world. As Lichtenstein and Morgan's paths converged, their shared ambitions created a partnership that thrived on innovation and risk. Together, they explored the burgeoning world of cryptocurrency, attracted by its apparent promise of untapped wealth and relative anonymity. Yet their fascination soon turned into something more formidable, a 21st-century digital heist that would cement their names in history. The arrest of Lichtenstein and Morgan in February 2022 marked a pivotal moment, not just in the story of the Bitfinex heist, but in the broader narrative of digital asset security. The Department of Justice's announcement on February 8, 2022, was a spectacle in itself. Lisa Monaco, the Deputy Attorney General, presented a detailed account of the years-long investigation that led to the recovery of $3.6 billion in Bitcoin. This was a staggering amount, representing the largest financial seizure in the department's history. It was a feat that underscored both the gravity of the crime and the relentless pursuit of justice. Beyond the figures and the arrests, the legacy of this heist lies in its profound impact on how digital assets are perceived and protected. The Bitfinex case became a catalyst for change, sparking an industry-wide reevaluation of security protocols. Multi-signature wallets, once considered a robust safeguard, were scrutinized and re-engineered. Cryptocurrency exchanges across the globe tightened their security measures, aware that vulnerability could lead not only to financial loss, but to a loss of trust. For Liechtenstein and Morgan, their legacy is inextricably linked to the broader narrative of digital currency evolution. Their story serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the thin line between ambition and overreach, between genius and folly. It reflects the human tendency to reach for more than what is within grasp, to challenge the very systems meant to protect us. As cryptocurrency continues to evolve, shaping economies and redefining wealth, the lessons of the Bitfinex heist remain relevant. Yet, the legacy extends beyond lessons of caution. It's also a testament to human resilience and the capacity for adaptation. As individuals, institutions, and societies grapple with the implications of digital innovation, stories like that of Liechtenstein and Morgan's become essential narratives. They compel us to question our relationship with technology, our understanding of value, and the ethical boundaries of digital exploration. Heather Morgan's alter ego, Razzlecon, perhaps best encapsulates this duality. In her online persona, she was a paradoxical blend of creativity and calculated chaos, a performance artist who reveled in the whimsy of her unique brand. Yet beneath this veneer lay the harsh reality of her involvement in one of the most audacious financial crimes of the century. Her public facade, characterized by her music and art, now stands in stark contrast to the legal battles and the moral questions that follow her. As we reflect on the legacy of this monumental heist, we are reminded of the complexities inherent in every human story. The narrative of the Bitfinex hack, with its intricate web of choices and consequences, challenges us to consider not only the technical aspects of digital security, but also the human elements at play. The aspirations, the fears, and the relentless pursuit of something greater than oneself. The Bitfinex saga is not merely a story of theft and recovery. It is a narrative that compels us to look deeper into the souls of those involved, to understand the motivations that drive extraordinary actions, both admirable and condemnable. It asks us to confront the darker sides of innovation and to reckon with the unintended consequences of technological advancements. In the end, the legacy of Ilya Liechtenstein and Heather Morgan is one of complexity and paradox. It is a story that challenges us to explore the intersections of technology, human ambition, and ethical responsibility. As we move forward, their tale remains a poignant reminder of the power and peril inherent in the digital age. And so, as we stand at the crossroads of past actions and future possibilities, the question remains, what comes next? In the next chapter, we will explore how the lessons of this heist continue to influence the evolving landscape of digital currency and the ongoing pursuit of security in an increasingly connected world. The story of the Bitfinex hack and the couple, Ilya Liechtenstein and Heather Morgan, paints a compelling picture of our complex relationship with technology and trust. It reveals the allure of cryptocurrency, a world promising freedom and anonymity, yet shadowed by vulnerabilities and deceit. As we traverse this digital frontier, we encounter both unprecedented opportunities and familiar ethical challenges. Human nature, with its ambitions and flaws, remains constant even in the face of advancing technology. Liechtenstein and Morgan's journey from the masterminds of a $4.5 billion heist to defendants in a federal courtroom underscores the audacity that can flourish in the digital realm. Their story is a reminder of the hubris that often accompanies the belief in one's own invincibility. While technology may offer a veil of anonymity, it is not without its own inherent checks. The blockchain, in its unyielding transparency, became both the stage for their crime and the silent witness that eventually led to their downfall. It shows us that, Although digital currencies operate with a degree of freedom, they do not exist beyond the reach of justice. This narrative of ambition and betrayal highlights a timeless truth. The pursuit of wealth often collides with ethical boundaries, challenging our notions of integrity. In the world of cryptocurrency, we find a new frontier where old struggles are writ large. Trust remains delicate, security is crucial, and our systems are only as robust as their most fragile components. The arrest of Liechtenstein and Morgan, set against the vast skyline of Manhattan, marks a significant chapter in the ongoing saga of digital currency. It reminds us that even in a realm defined by intangible assets, the principles of accountability endure. It is a poignant moment that prompts reflection on how we navigate innovation and oversight. We end this exploration with a gentle reminder of the balance we must maintain. As technology continues to shape our world, our vigilance in understanding its potentials and pitfalls must grow in parallel. Thank you for joining us tonight as we unraveled this compelling tale of ambition and consequence. May it inspire a serene contemplation as you drift into rest, where dreams stir quietly and thoughts settle like leaves on a still pond.